Now the next step is to transpose that excess return matrix. As we've covered in lectures and in the theory of the variance covariance matrix, it's equal to the excess matrix multiplied by the transpose of the excess matrix. That's how you get the variance covariance matrix. So we have to create a macro that will just transpose this, that will just flip it on its side. So if we go into VisualBasic, again we'll be building upon the previous macros, because we want to build one macro that will do everything, not multiple macros. That's our aim. To make it easiest later, we want to build one macro to do everything. It's important to remember. Alright. So we'll define a new matrix Z. This will be the transpose. So we'll write in comments, Z is the array for the transpose of excess returns. Or the excess returns matrix. And then so we'll create that at the bottom here. So we'll go redim Z, and we'll make it so our Y is number of rows by number of columns. So when you transpose it, it'll be number of columns by number of rows. So this defines the size of array Z. So for column equals 1 to the number of rows, and then for so the reason we're doing that, because as I said, because it's flipped on its side, the columns, you want to do it from the columns to the number of rows because it's flipped on its side, and then for the row equals 1 to the number of columns. So you'll see that if this is flipped on its side, right, then so it's currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's currently 6 wide by 9 high, but when you flip it, it'll be 9 wide by 6 high. And that's why you're doing for column 1 to the number of rows, because the number of columns is now the number of rows, and the number of rows is now the number of columns. So 6 is now 9, and 9 is now 6, if that makes sense. So that's why you're saying to number of column 1 to number of rows, and row 1 to number of columns. Alright, so Z is equal to the Z row column is equal to Y column by row. So you're just flipping it. Rows are becoming columns, columns are becoming rows. And do that for every single row and for every single column. And then we have to, of course, display it. So we're saying for every single column, 1 to the number of rows again, make range, we'll call it range transpose. Make that equal to that Z. So that Z row column, the one we calculated up here, now we're just saying display that in the range transpose. And do that for every single row, do it for every single column. And that's it. So if we go back here, and now play that macro. Oh, sorry, the one thing more we have to do is define this as being transpose. And then define this as Varkov transpose. And then we can play that macro. And there you go, that's the transpose of that macro there, of that matrix there.